All right. Good evening, everyone. June the Groomer here. June the Housecall Groomer. I'd like to let everyone know what's going on because I made a update video. I think it was on my other channel earlier this year, and the original plan back in I believe it was March, April-ish. The original plan was my parents, the house that I'm in now. Hey, good evening, Chris. My mom was gonna sell the house, and I was gonna move in. I was gonna look for a mobile home, an RV, right, and just have my dogs and just, go around camping and, go to my client's house, from whatever campsite I'm at. Drive my Corolla, leave my dogs in the RV. That was kind of my plan. Plans have changed, obviously. I'm still in the same house, and my mother is she's gonna. This is the house I grew up in, so I've been living in this house for like 24 years now. I moved out and everything, but now I'm back in the house. So, anyways, I grew up in this house though, and my mom wants to keep it, and she's moving to Alaska. Well, she's going to Korea in December, at the end of December, like January 2nd, I believe. And then, hey, what's up, Pinkie Pie? So my mother's gonna leave January 2nd, and then my brother already moved out. He's in South Carolina. He took a position up there for a job, and so in January, I'm gonna be by myself, in the house by myself with my dogs, of course. And she's asking if I can keep the house for her. That way, whenever she comes down for the winter time, because Alaska, she's saying there's really nothing to do there in the wintertime, and she has work that she can do here in the wintertime. She's a seamstress, alterationist. Anyways, so she sold her shop, and they're saying they would like her to come down during the wintertime when it's busy, and there's another shop that wants her to come down. So here, long story short, she wants me to keep the house and make the payments for her. And I told her, yeah, of course, I can do that. And plus, I need a place to stay anyways. And, with 3 dogs, it just makes a lot of sense financially on a practical level for me just to stay, right? Less hassle. So that's what's going on as far as my living conditions. There was a dog that I groomed out in Boston. And, like, the situation was... Because why does she want to move to Alaska? My father's up there, and they love the outdoors, they love nature and the mountains and all of that, the salmon, so they like it up there. So that's why she's going to Alaska. And then so there was the dog that I was grooming in Boston, but it's not really an aggressive dog. I think I streamed it on my other YouTube channel, but he just pancakes out. But he's a really sweet dog, and I think anybody can really groom him. And I never really got a response after that, so I'm not going to Boston anymore. But the dog in Orlando, so October 19th. And so I'm actually booked out the entire week. So it looks like next Friday, the 18th, after I finish grooming my client's dog, I'm going to drive straight down to Orlando, check into the Airbnb. Saturday, I'm going to be grooming Charlie, that Shih Tzu that's really violent and aggressive. Just dangerous, really. But I'm going to be grooming Charlie again, and this time I'm actually going to film it. I'm actually going to stream it live so everybody can see how I handle a dog that just thrashes, bites to kill. I mean, when she bites, she's serious. So show how I groom that, safely, as safe as possible, right? I mean, because I have scissors around her face, because the clippers, she just goes nuts. So you can't get clippers around her face, so I use scissors, and I just scissor everything, all the mats and everything. It's crazy. It was wild. But anyways, and I have welding gloves on, so she can clamp down on the welding gloves. It still hurts. Anyways, so I'm gonna stream that. The 25th, this is, it hasn't really been solidly confirmed yet, though. But verbally confirmed, the 25th, it seems like I'm going to be going to Tennessee, shopping Gallatin, to do a hands-on training, an all-day hands-on training with the groomer up there. And that's pretty exciting. And then there was a dog named Bentley, a Yorkie, that's supposedly really aggressive, kind of like Harley was. and they wanted. We were talking about me flying up there on the 21st. As soon as I get back from Orlando, fly up to New Jersey. But I'm not getting a response. I'm not getting any answer. And there's another Shih Tzu down here in Cumming, where they're telling me that she's traumatized. She's been traumatized. She was cut, and possibly they don't have any evidence. They don't have any proof, but they're saying that they really think that she was treated roughly. She was abused, and she came home with a bunch of cuts, and she's just traumatized now. And so they want to see if I can groom her. So I think I actually emailed the people in New Jersey and let them know, hey, there's this Shih Tzu here that's traumatized, and they're asking if I can help them, and I haven't heard any confirmation from you. You know, it's like every time I ask, are you still interested? Like, yeah, we're still interested. You know, it's like, but, you know, I need a firm confirmation. I need a flight. You know, anyways, maybe I'm just. Oh, so here's another thing. So the guy that was supposed to help me get in touch with the legislators here in Georgia. So I emailed him the Bijou's bill information. Nothing, heard nothing back. So I was like, hey, you know, just touch base with them on Monday. Like a week had gone by, heard nothing. And I was like, hey, just want to touch base with you. You know, did you get the emails? Nothing. So then I texted him, like, hey, you know, I waited a few days and then texted him. Nothing. So, and I used to take things like that personally, like, oh, do they not like me or something? And I just realized maybe he lost interest. Maybe he's really busy. Maybe he's just swamped with other things, you know? So that's where I'm at with that. Resolution. Okay. Sorry about that. I saw a little warning here. So that's where I'm at with the legislator thing. So I actually went on Georgia, find your representative, or, you know, so I got the names of the Democratic and Republican senators here in Georgia, at least for my area, and I'm going to go ahead and email them personally and just go ahead and get started. You know, I can't wait around, right? And I'm not a complacent person, and so for me, it's very difficult to work with complacent people, you know? I like to, you know, get the ball rolling, you know, or at least have like a good, you know, form of communication, you know, like, hey, you know, I'm busy right now, but I did get your email, you know, some sort of confirmation, you know, just, but, you know, it's okay. I'm just going to go ahead and roll with it, move on. And as far as my house call business, everything is going great. I mean, everybody's back on the schedule. I have, yeah, just, I don't have any open days anymore. I mean, a couple in December, but you know, the holidays. But anyways, I saw somebody asking like ideas for how to get their house call business going. One lady actually, you know, messaged me privately, asking, you know, what toolbox do I use and things like that. And this is just for me, for my house call business. If I can give any sort of advice, any kind of help, if anyone's trying to start out their own business, it's all word of mouth. It's all word of mouth. It's all one client telling, you know, their friends. So it's a trusted friend telling another friend, you got to try this guy, right? Even the Shih Tzu, the message I got for the Shih Tzu that got traumatized, they want me to help. She was saying that a friend of hers told her about me, you know? So that's what it is. It's all word of mouth. There have been a couple that contacted me through my Instagram because they saw my Instagram videos, or through YouTube. But not a lot, just a few, you know. And so here's what I would say: if you are gonna try to use your videos, you know, YouTube videos or Instagram videos or your Facebook posts to try to generate business, really try to show your personality and try to incorporate in every post why you do what you do. So you don't have to say it, you know, in every post, but when people see your posts, try to make posts. Hey, what's up, Pudster? So try to make your posts so that people, when they see it, they can kind of get a feeling of why you like grooming dogs so much. What's up, amateur super fan? How are you? And that way, when that comes across in your posts, in your videos, how much you care about the dogs, how much you love what you do, right? And why you like what you do so much. And you know, and what sets you apart, you know, what is it that makes you different? You know, those kind of posts are the ones that I think really work the best in generating new business. getting people interested in your services. And it's not about being better. You don't want to focus on trying to show that you do better haircuts or that you're better than other people. It's not about trying to be better. It's about being different, showing people why you're different. And different is better, being unique. I really like Seth Godin's uh, analogy that he uses. Jackson Pollock. So Jackson Pollock is one of the very few artists who actually got to enjoy their success in their lifetime, right? His painting sold for like I think the highest, and while he was alive, was 2 million, or was it 9 million? Because I know one of them sold for 9 million, but I'm not sure if it was sold for, that was one while he was alive. But while he was alive, one of them sold for $2 million. And he's a drip painting, the drip artist. And like, the thing is, when I look at Jackson Pollock's paintings, I wouldn't pay even if I had millions of dollars, I wouldn't pay it. I wouldn't even pay $100 for his paintings, if I really wanted a painting like that, I'd just make it myself. Just start, dripping paint everywhere, or have my kids do it. So obviously it's not for me. He wasn't painting for me, right? But that didn't stop him from doing his own art, being unique and different than everyone else, right? And here's the point that Seth Godin makes. Jackson Pollock had, because they're both passed away now. Jackson Pollock had an older brother, Charles Pollock. And nobody knows who Charles Pollock is. I didn't know. I had to Google him. And the crazy thing is, but Charles Pollock, the older brother, was the one who got Jackson Pollock into painting. They had the same teacher, the teacher taught them realistic paintings. So Charles Pollock's paintings, when you look at it, he seems like the much more skilled and talented painter. His paintings are realistic, they're beautiful, but they're like everyone else's. Everyone painted realistic paintings. Jackson Pollock did something so radically different, so unique, that his paintings, and everyone knows his name, right? It may not be for you, it's not for me, but it's so different. So that's the thing. You don't want to be the groomer for all people, right? And you don't want to try to be the groomer that's a little bit better than the other groomers, and you do everything the same way, but it's a little bit better. Who cares, right? No one's really gonna, you don't stand out. Hey, what's up? Our favorite groomer, that's Patty. How are you? You want to be the groomer that's unique and different. And maybe some people will say, not for me. My grooming style, it takes me like 3 hours per dog, because it takes me like an hour to card them out, get all of that dead hair and all the, dead skin cells and dander out of the skin, to really card that out, to really brush all that out of the dog's skin before the bath. Takes about an hour, sometimes an hour and a half, especially during shedding season if they're a bigger dog. So hour and a half. The bath takes about another hour, 20 minutes, 30 minutes in the bath, because I let the shampoo sit and I give them a really good thorough bath. So maybe 20 minutes in the bath, and then maybe like another 20, 30 minutes to dry them completely, fluff them out. So, maybe 40 minutes to wash and dry. And then the haircut takes anywhere from like 40 minutes to an hour if they're a bigger dog, So my grooms take about 3 hours. But if it's a new dog that I've never met before, it could take like 4 hours. And for some people, that's just too much time. They don't like it. They're just like, that's not for me. I really want somebody who can get it done in 2 hours or less, right? And that's okay. But it's like, my grooming style is not for everyone. But the people who do value it, it's hard to find someone else to do it the way I do it, right? And so that's what the point I wanted to make. If people who are asking me like, how do I get booked out like you? Like, how do I have a full schedule and get clients? They're just starting out. First of all, you don't want to be the cheapest groomer in town. That's not the reputation you want. Set your price higher, because it's easier to lower your prices if you need to. But once you start at a lower price and you get all these clients and you're full and you're busy, and you realize you're not really making enough even though you're busy, then it's harder to raise your prices. My client's actually telling me, my client today even, she told me like, you really need to be charging more. And I was like, what? Like, how much more? Like, and she was like, at least $25 more. I was like, oh my God, like I'm already charging. Anyways, but you want clients who really value your work. So my grooming is not for everyone. Not everybody would even like it, but the people who do like it, they really like it. And that's what you want to do. Set yourself apart, be unique, and develop your own style. Um, I just got a chess game listening to you. I just lost a chess game listening to you. Sorry about that, amateur super fan. Shoot. Amateur, my bad. Shoot. Well, hopefully, there wasn't any money riding on it or anything. If there was, slide in my DM. Slide in my DM. Let me know how much you had on the line. If it's triple digits, I can't help you. Anyways, where was I going? Okay, so that's what I would say is really try to just be different. It's not about being better; it's about being different, and showing, that in your posts. And really doing the kind of job that makes people feel like they have to tell their friends about it. Really show up and be willing to sweat, be willing to work harder than anybody could ever reasonably expect you to work, exceed their expectations. And that will cause them to say, I have to introduce you to some of my friends, right? And that's how you get the word of mouth business. There's a law of compensation that I talked about before. The law of compensation says that our income, what we earn, this is from Bob Proctor, by the way, what we earn, our financial compensation is in direct ratio to these three things, these three keys. The need for what you do. Let me go to the need for what you do, your ability to do it, your level of competency, right? And then how difficult it would be to replace you, right? So, the need for what we do, it's a good thing I went this way, not this way, right? Anyways, the need for what we do, these days, almost every household has a dog. And these days, we're not in the 80s anymore, right? Dogs are considered a valued family member now. They're not just animals that you keep out in the backyard. Now dogs are part of the home. They're valued family members, right? And they need to be groomed. So the need for what we do, we already have a huge advantage. There's an obvious need for what we do. Second is your ability to do it, your level of competency. How skilled are you, right? And that you want to just get practice. Practice makes improvements. And how many practice hours is necessary? 10,000. Malcolm Gladwell talks about it. Robert Greene talks about it in his book Mastery. But 10,000 hours of serious, focused, deliberate practice that will gain you mastery in your craft, right? And there's a joke. This tourist was in New York, and he asked a lady, how do I get to Carnegie Hall? And she says, practice. So anyways, but yeah, she's not wrong. And then how difficult it would be to replace you, right? Those three things, the need for what you do, your ability to do it, and the difficulty would be in replacing you. And I just found out recently when I let everyone know that I wasn't going to be doing the house call business anymore. I'm going to be working at Petco. A lot of my clients were like devastated, and they were just like, what are we going to do now? And then as soon as I quit the very first day, and I emailed everyone back, and they were so relieved. All of them were just, even my client today, she was like, you really need to raise your prices. Don't ever do that again, so the difficulty would be to replace you. So those are the three things that is in direct ratio to how much you earn. The need for what you do, how well you do it, and how difficult it would be to replace you. K Hill, this is Kevin. How much would it cost to have a standard dog groomed by you? Anywhere from $120 to $175. Just depends. Smaller dogs, $120, maybe $100 to $100 to $120. But bigger dogs like standard poodles, $175. Let's see here. Amateur superfan. I can feel myself improving with every groom. Exactly. That's the thing. Every single groom, you want to feel like you've best your best. Every single time you go out there, do your best. And then when you go back, try to best your best. Try to even do better than that the time before. So for me, I treat every appointment like another job interview. Like almost like I'm earning my next appointment. So I don't rely on the appointments on the grooms I've done before, and they're no matter how impressed they were with the grooms I've done before, I'm always trying to do one better. I'm always trying to do a little better, so that way they'll want me to come back. And so I'm always Jim Rohn. He says always do more than what you're paid for in order to make an investment in your own future. Right? And what I think he's meaning is that always do more than what's expected of you in order to make that investment in your own future, so you get that call back, right? So that's kind of what's going on with my grooming business. I've never, I didn't really, this whole hands-on training that I'm going to be doing on the 25th of this month, that's like not even that far, two Fridays from now. Towards the end of this month, I'm going to be driving up to Tennessee to do a all-day hands-on training with the groomer, one-on-one. And I've never done that before, so this is going to be, well, I mean, I've done stuff like that before, but never charged for it and actually made it professional, a real thing, official thing. So I think this, depending on how that goes, it might be something that I might add to my business, on some of the days that I have off, go to a salon and work one-on-one with the groomers there and do like an all-day training thing. That might be another business venture of mine. Who knows? But then going down to Florida, grooming that aggressive dog Charlie, and then I'm gonna show that on my YouTube channel. On my other one, the one that has like 25,000 subscribers, because this one I can't stream live on my phone, because I can stream live like this from my laptop, but I can't stream live from my phone because I don't have 1,000 subscribers yet, and that's okay. I don't care if this channel never gets to 1,000 subscribers. But the thing is, because I do have that other resource, I do have that other channel where I can stream live from my phone. That's where I'm going to do it from, and stream live on that YouTube channel, just so people can see, what happens. And the thing is, there's a very good chance that I might get injured or the dog might get injured. There's a very serious possibilities. I mean, nobody looks forward to get bit, and you really don't want to get bit by this dog. This little fingertip here, see that was from July, so it was down here. It grew out, but I still have that bruise because that's how hard that dog bit me. So yeah, and my hands were just torn up, swollen the next day because she bit so hard and it was all torn up. So anyways, it was a real ordeal, but I got it done, and the dog was happy. I went back the next day, hung out with her, and she didn't growl at me. So hopefully this second visit will be a little better, but there's no guarantee, right? I mean, it's been almost 3 months since I've seen her. So we'll see. It'll be exciting. If anything, it'll be exciting to watch, I hope. Amateur, oh, you're training now? Hell excited. I mean, I guess so, right? I mean, I guess so. So when the salon owner contacted me, she told me that there's a groomer that she would really like me to come and train her hands on, and do help her with Shih Tzu faces and things like that, and work with her all day. And I told her I'd have to charge for that, and so she said, how much? And I told her, well, I mean, like it'll be a full day, and so I have to charge at least what I would make on a full day here, because if I groom 2 huskies, that's a full day for me, and that's $250. So I told her I'd have to charge about $250, and I thought she would balk at that. I thought she'd be like, oh, $250, no. But she was like, yeah, I can work that out. She was like, yeah, $250, that's she was like, that's a value. So awesome. I told her I'm gonna go ahead and book an Airbnb, and drive up there that Thursday night, check into the Airbnb, and that way Friday morning I can meet them at their shop and spend the day there. I make $250, and I'm gonna make sure they get more in use value than I accept in payment. That's always my goal, is to always give more in value than I take in payment. So hopefully they'll feel like they got much more than $250 worth, from my training up there. And super honestly, man, you're ready to train. I know you can't see that yet, but it's time. Ooh, well, but I got it. I can't make that like a, you know, like a full-time business or anything because my clients, I mean, I'm booked out. The earliest open date that I see on my schedule right now, I think it was December 13th. Yeah, oh my god. Because, obviously things going. December 13th, Friday, December 13th is the next open date I have. And then the 26th, right after Christmas. But, I mean, I'll probably just keep that date open, especially in case I get to spend time with my girls. But yeah, I mean, I'm just booked out like crazy. So, wonderful though. Wonderful news, right? So, and, oh, another thing I've been doing, I just did, is, so here's the thing. They say, whenever you get paid, take 10% right off the top and put it in savings account. And for me, I never did it because I was just thinking 10%, what's that gonna do, right? Friday the 13th. Oh yeah, December 13th, Friday the 13th. Yeah. But yeah, so I always figured, what's 10% gonna do? I mean, and I would think in my head like, I want to save big amounts. I want to put like hundreds of dollars aside, not just $25 or $30. Or so. But the thing is, Tony Robbins and Jim Rohn even said it. They were saying if you can't manage the small amounts, then you're never going to be able to manage big amounts. So $250 is just your workday. What about gas and the Airbnb cost? Yeah, but still, it's not like I'm proven in this yet. I'm gonna go and do my best, of course, but let's just be honest. I don't really have a lot of experience going and training people. Face first, hairline. Oh, is my hairline? And my hair is thin, guys. I don't know if you, at any given angle, you can see right through my scalp. I got very fine, thin hair. But anyways, face first is probably pointing out my hairline. Not saying be greedy, but don't cut yourself short. Yeah, but Nikki, I was thinking 250 will still, the Airbnb is what, $30 a night, 30, and you can get a decent Airbnb for $30 a night. And then gas, maybe $30 because I drive a Toyota Corolla, pretty good on gas. So maybe $30-$40 for gas. And so about $80 will cover the trip cost, so the rest, let's see, 25 times 265 equals 6,000. Yeah, exactly. True, but she reached out. Yeah, that's true. But again, I want to always make sure that I'm taking less in payment than I give in value. So once I feel like I got this, I'm really good at this, and I can really give like lots of value, then I'll probably up my price. Not point out your hairline. You shouldn't be so self-conscious. Oh, okay, thank you. I mean, I'm not being self-conscious. It's just the truth. Look, at any given angle, you can see right through to my scalp. So anyways, but yeah, where was I going? Oh my goodness, it's tired. Oh yeah, so just now, like I was doing some other things. I gotta get gas turned on at my house. I gotta get a new internet service provider because my brother moved out and it was in his name. Anyways, so I was doing a bunch of stuff, but then I reminded myself, go ahead and move over. So I moved over $50 to my savings account because I just told myself every day I get paid, I'm gonna move 10% over. So the past 2 days I didn't. So yesterday I forgot. And I got paid today, so the 2 checks today from yesterday and today, so I put 10% aside, into my savings account. So I'm gonna just keep doing that. Every time I get paid, just take 10% right off the top and put it in my savings account, and then work with the rest, And 90% of the check of what I get paid, I could still work with that. I just got to learn to budget better. Let's see. Face first, but you do have a fucked up hairline. I mean, you're telling me? Shoot, I gotta live with this. Face first is definitely a troll. I mean, it may be a troll, but hey, at least they're honest, right? Say it's not age. It's from ponytail tension. No, ever since I was a kid though, my whole life. I mean, I would have like spiked hair even, or like, like shorter hair, but I mean, I've always had very thin, fine hair, So anyways, and that's why I like to keep it long and tied back now, because at least, I can try to act like I have some hair. Um, you have nice eyebrows though. Oh, undo ponytail? Maybe. I mean, I guess I could. But, ever getting bitten by a pit bull? Yes, I have. It is not fun. There we go. Shoot, my hair is a mess. But anyways, yeah, I've been bitten by a pit bull. Oh my God. So one time I was working at this grooming shop, right? Pits have never bitten me. Oh man, it's not fun. But here's the thing I learned from getting bit by bigger dogs and everything. Don't pull away. And I know that sounds crazy. And actually, pull away if you want, because I don't want people to get hurt and blame me for it. But in my experience, in my personal opinion, when the pit bull comes back and bites or latches, right? By staying there and saying, it's all right, buddy, don't, just relax. Like, they actually don't bite that hard. They, and then they'll let go. But if I were to yank back, that's what causes them to bite down harder and clamp down. So you can do what you want. You know what I'm saying? You do you. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. But just in my personal experience, I know it's hard, but don't, that reflex to pull back, try to fight it and just keep your hand there. When they bam bite it, it's like, don't do that, buddy. It's all right. Just stay calm. And then they usually don't bite that hard. It still hurts, but they're not going to try to, but when you try to yank it out and pull it out, pull away, that's when they come at you. So just in my experience. And then, oh God. Yeah, tie that shit back. Too late now, baby. Too late now, face first. How many scars do you have? Oh, I don't know. Not that many, though. I mean, so I have one right there, right? I have one on my lip here where I got bit and cut up. That was like 9 years ago. One of the first, this dog just locked up and had a seizure and started barking and going nuts. And I tried to hold her to comfort her. She turned and bit me. Anyways, I have 7. Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, I never really counted. But anyways, yeah, I got some. But here's a cool story. So there was a German Shepherd, and I was working at a salon, and it wasn't my dog that I was grooming. It was another, it was a girl that I was working with. And, like, it was crazy. The dog was just going nuts for his nails and everything. Just a really kind of iffy dog, right? And the German Shepherd has that big, long snout. So anyways, he like turned and he was about to bite her, and just reflex. I don't know how I did it, but I grabbed as he was coming, his mouth, let's just say that was his mouth. As he was coming like that, my hand, I grabbed it and shut his hand, and shut his mouth, and I had him. It was crazy, just like reflex. It was right there. It was about to bite her face. Bam, grabbed it. I don't know how that happened or what. I mean, it was like superhero shit or something, man. I was like, what? You look tall. How tall are you? 6'2"? Looks like it to me. The thing is, I was 5'11" for the longest time. 5'11". And I think I'm 6 foot tall now. I don't know. I mean, shoot, I gotta double check. But I mean, I think I'm 6 foot tall now, 6 foot even. Isn't that crazy? Like, did I grow? I just hit puberty last week, guys. All of this just came in. But see this pimple? I just now hit puberty. But isn't that crazy? Up until my junior year in high school, I was 5 foot even. Short, fat loser. People made fun of me. People pointed and made fun of me, literally. I went to Korea one time, and literally people pointed and laughed and made fun of me and called me a little fatty. And then my senior year, so my junior year, that summer vacation, that summer break, I just hit a growth spurt. And so my senior year, all of a sudden, I'm like 5'10", 5'11", right? And I was 5 foot even, just before summer break. So I come back after summer break, and I'm like 10 inches taller, right? It was amazing. And that was when I was like 17, 18, right? So I was a very late bloomer. And so I've been about 5'10", 5'11" for a long time, like over 20 years. And all of a sudden, I'm like 6 foot tall. I grew a little, like, what? This isn't crazy. I'm 38 years old. I'm still like, anyways. Kevin Hill, you're pretty tough. No, I'm not actually. That's a crazy thing. I'm actually not a tough guy. I'm just very, empathetic. I care about the dogs, and so I do whatever I feel like I need to do to help calm them down. I feel what they feel. I'm sort of an empath. So it wasn't like I was trying to be a tough guy or anything. I was just trying to help hold the dog to help keep him calm and keep her safe. And all of a sudden, his mouth turned and he was about to bite her face, and bam! I just grabbed his mouth and muzzle and closed it. I was like, oh man, where did that come from? I was thinking shoot, Shazam, right? Like Shazam came out of me or something. Anyways, that was pretty cool. I'll never forget that. Oh well, superhero shit. It was, man. It was. Face first, congratulations. Loser, no. Dream come true. Eat dog. Ooh. Face first, you're a little weird. And I like that, I guess. Meant to say eat. Oops, autocorrect. Meant to say eat dog. Eat dog. What the? I have no idea what this guy means, but maybe it's an Asian joke, right? Maybe, cause I used to make that joke too. And don't do this if you're an Asian groomer. Just FYI, in my experience, don't make dog jokes about eating dogs. Especially if you're Asian groomer. Because when I had my shop in Buckhead, the one that I went out of business, probably a good reason why I went out of business, but. I would make this stupid joke with these new customers that come in. I could tell they're a little nervous about, leaving their dog with me. I would tell them, don't worry. If anything happens, I got a killer recipe, a family recipe. And yeah, not too many people laughed at that joke. It fell flat a lot. And I don't know why I kept using it. I think I kept thinking it's the delivery. I just got to time. Maybe I'm, missing out on timing. I just felt like I wasn't really hitting that joke right. I wasn't hitting the timing, or maybe I was, not delivering it right. But no, it's just a bad joke. I realized as many times I tried, it's just a bad joke. Especially if you're Asian, don't do it. Don't joke about cooking their dog and having a really good family recipe. LOL, man, that's fucked up. Yeah, right. I thought it was funny. That is a terrible joke, I thought it was funny, but it's not. It's not a good joke, especially when the owner is already nervous, and you could tell they're a little nervous about, they're already feeling anxious about this whole thing, and they're like, when's your dog? When can I pick up my dog? Can I come back and check up on him? And it's like, yeah, it's fine. It's like everything's gonna be fine. And if anything happens, don't worry. I have a killer recipe. I have a killer family recipe. And yeah, I was the only one that would laugh, and it would get really uncomfortable. Face first, it's great. I'd ask you to eat my dog if you said that. My dog. Well, I would tell you. I'll share. I'm not that selfish. I'll definitely share. Come on. Do some lettuce wraps. Anyways, no, I wouldn't. That's crazy. Why would I do that? I mean, it's funny, but when they drop off though, LOL, damn, yeah, that was a really bad joke. And I made another stupid joke while I was there at that shop. So this guy comes in, he was like, may I use your restroom? And I was like, yeah, sure, it's the last door on your right down the hall. So he's walking down, and I say, hey, don't, because there was a bunch of dog grooming magazines in there. Some of the dogs were colored and styled nice, and poodles and stuff. So he's walking by, and I say, hey, don't let the doggy porn in there bother you. Right? And I'm thinking he'll say, ha ha. No, nothing. It was just silent, right? And now I'm freaking out. Now I'm thinking, oh shoot, does he, I don't want him going in there looking at the dog grooming magazines and thinking that that's really doggy porn for me, I don't want him thinking I'm a weirdo, and I was like, now I was even thinking, I'm gonna put this dog down. The dog I was working on the grooming table, because he walked by the grooming area. I was about to put the dog down and go, meet him when he comes out of the restroom to let him know, hey man, I was just joking. I don't really think that's doggy porn, But then I was thinking that would be even more weird, right? I'd be like, then he might think, what, the lady does protest too much, methinks, it would make it seem like I'm trying to hide something. So I was like, just chill. Just chill. When he leaves, maybe I'll, so anyways, I was thinking maybe I'll just explain, hey, that was a joke or something. But I was like, no, don't even say that, right? So he comes out of the restroom. He's walking back out the door. He won't even make eye contact with me. And I was like, have a good day. You know, I was like, don't say anything about the joke. It was a stupid joke. Just let it go. And I was like, have a good day. He didn't even turn around and just walked right out the door. I was like, man, now there's somebody who thinks I'm into doggy porn. And that's probably not a good thing, you know, like as a dog groomer, having your own shop, like anyways. Face first, you'd share? Okay, that's not that believable with that chub. Oh man, face first. So, well, there's one guy who actually told me I should quit grooming and become a sumo wrestler. I was like, holy cow, that's brilliant. Like, you just rolled up an Asian joke and a fat joke in one line. That's like genius. But yeah, I mean, I guess if I ever did want to quit grooming, I have a future career lined up. I could be a sumo wrestler. Dude, doggy porn. Oh man. Oh, yeah. So that was a really bad joke. So you know, I realized I'm not a comedian, right? I'm a dog groomer, and yeah, just gotta focus on what you do well, you know. And that's the thing. It's like when I go to my client's house now, I try not to joke around. I try to not to joke, just you know, to keep it about the groom. If we do talk about anything, it's I noticed this about your dog, you know, and whatever. Oh, your dog did really well doing this, you know. Is there anything you want me to change for next time, or you know, like that's all I talk about. The most I'll do maybe is just, hey, how are your kids? That's it. I don't try to be like a jokester anymore or say any jokes anymore. You know, I just go in and do the best I possibly can with the dog grooming. I ask myself, why am I here? What are they paying me for? They're paying me to groom their dog. And I tell myself, okay, then just do that. You know, don't try to do anything extra. You know, don't try to make jokes or try to have a conversation with them, chit chat. No, if they ask me questions and when they want to talk while I'm grooming, that's great, fine, we'll talk. You know, I'm not gonna avoid it or ignore them, but you know, I'm not gonna do anything extra. Clean my area, of course, but I'm not gonna go through the rest of the house trying to do anything extra like that. I just ask myself, why am I here? What are they paying me to do? Groom dogs. Well, then that's what I'm gonna do. You know. Let's see. Face first. You shouldn't have said doggy porn. You should have said it was menu for lunch. A la Asian dog eating joke. Maybe. I mean, you know, but they're just too pretty. You know. You should say you're going to eat their kids. Thank you. Yeah. Probably not. That's what I'm saying. It's like I realize they're not there to try to get to know my personality or my personal life. So I try not to talk about my personal life. I try, you know, unless they ask me a direct question, then I'll answer. But I don't tell them about, you know, about my kids. I don't tell them about, you know, anything. My dogs. I don't even tell them about my dogs even. I don't try to get into their personal life or tell them about my personal life. I don't try to make friends. I realize they're not paying me to come and be their friend, right? They're paying me to come and groom their dog. And that's all I do now. I try to get there on time or a little bit, you know, before the time set. Sometimes I run late because of traffic, but I communicate that and let them know I'm running late because of traffic. I'll be there by this time. Try to keep it as professional as I can. I go in there, set up, clean my tools, you know, get their dog on the table, make sure their dog's comfortable with me, build rapport, maybe walk their dog even if their dog's nervous. Do an excellent job. Do the kind of work where I know that it would be really difficult for someone else to come and replicate it, you know? They could. I'm not saying nobody can replicate what I do. It's just it would be difficult, you know. They would have to work just as hard, and try to do a better job than I did the time before. And then that's it. No jokes, no nothing. You know, just how's the groom? How do you like the groom? Perfect. You know, we're already set for the rest of the year. The schedule. You know, just let me know if you need to change any of the scheduled appointment dates. I'll try to work with you. See you next time, and I'm out. Cass T, I'm glad you gave up on the jokes. Yeah, right. Because yeah, I realized they're not paying me to, you know, come and tell them a bunch of jokes. You know, all my jokes fall flat anyways, and we're just sitting there like, and I even said this out loud. I said on several occasions. I just like say this out loud like, why did I say that? Like, I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. This one of my clients, she's so sweet, and she let me off the hook, because She was like, "Oh my God, you did such a great job. Can you groom me next?" And her friend was there. Her friends were there, and I say, "Of course, as long as I can squeeze your anal glands." Why? Like, why did I say that? And it was silent for a second. And then I think I said, like, "I'm sorry, I don't know why I said that." And then she just kind of laughed and she was like, "Oh, I didn't get it anyways." And that was it. And I was still invited back the next, like, I just told myself, don't do it. Like, don't do it. Don't say anything, Like, holy crap, that was such a bad joke to say, Anyways, I love Weemy. Oh yeah, I love Weemy too. Cahill. Yeah, you have a great personality, but you're not going to open up on Conan. Exactly, right? Shoot, if anything, I'm gonna end up in jail. Like, shoot, with some charges. It's like, I'll be on the evening news. You see, what happened was, when she said that, I didn't think that she was gonna feel physically threatened. I didn't mean to sexually harass her. Oh man. Anyways, how often do you oil your blades? Every day. Every time I use them, I oil my blades. I clean and oil them before I use them. Clean and oil them after I use them. Oh God, man, squeeze her anal glands. Yeah, right. Oh, why did I say that? The only reason why I said that, honestly, was because I used to tell people, because when guys would be like, "Oh, can you groom mine?" And I would be like, "I don't really have a muzzle that fits, or as long as I have a muzzle that fits." So I was like, I'm tired of the muzzle joke, I was like, time for something new, and that was the first thing that popped in my head. I was like, only if I can squeeze your anal glands, haha. No haha, dude, that's not cool, like, dude, really? Anyways. Much cringe. Yeah, it was like a very cringe situation. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I'm sorry, I don't know why I said that. And she was so sweet. She let me off the hook. She was like, oh, it's okay, I didn't understand it, I didn't get it anyways. Because I told her that was just a really bad joke. She was like, I didn't get it anyways. And so that was the second time I heard that line, I didn't get it anyways. The first time I heard that was a producer out in LA called me. That was a jaw dropper. Yeah. A producer out in LA called me, and they were starting a new show on Animal Planet, and I'm not even sure if it's still on air. But anyways, she was asking if I could make it out to LA to audition and be one of the hosts. I would be like the dog grooming expert, I guess, on the panel, one of the panelists, and give dog grooming advice and stuff like that. And it was like going to be like a talk show for dogs, like dog related issues. They had a vet, they had a trainer, and they wanted me to be the groomer. And I just told them, I really can't. I just moved back to Georgia. I just got my Housecall grooming thing going. I didn't, I just can't risk it. I can't risk it, because I was thinking, if I go out there, it's a new show, not proven. They weren't going to pay for my moving expenses out there. So I was like, I just can't do it, And so she told me, like, well, you have my number. If anything changes, just give me a call. And I was like, oh, great, because I get lonely around 2 a.m. And I said that before, and it got some laughs. And so I don't know why I said it, but I was like, oh, great, I get lonely around 2 a.m. I'll give you a call. And it was silent. And I was like, I'm sorry. That was a bad joke. And she goes, oh, okay, because I didn't get it anyways. So now I know, when a woman tells me, when a female says, I didn't get it anyways, that means that was a horrible joke. Don't ever repeat that again. That's what it means. Your next book should be about all the cringe things you've done. Yeah, maybe I'll compile all of the things that I've said that you should not say, and just pass it on, because it would be valuable information, right? There's another idiot out there like me with a fucked up hairline and thin hair, and thinks he's funny. I'll just let him know, dude, you're not funny, and don't say these things, for your own good. But yeah, I don't know. Oh God, man, lonely at 2 a.m. Yeah, I don't know why I said that. I was like, oh great, I get lonely around, because she was like, this is my cell, and she lives in New York, but she's a producer for, anyways. Yeah, so yeah, it's just a stupid thing to say. I was like, oh great, and she was like, this is my cell phone number, so just call me if anything changes. I was like, oh great, I get lonely around 2 a.m. I'll give you a call. Anyways, Oh shoot, it's 11 o'clock. I gotta get to bed because I got an early day tomorrow. So, yeah, that's what's going on with me. My house call business is back up and going. I am now doing a little bit of hands-on training. I'm gonna be doing that on the 25th, and if that goes well, maybe I'll, start doing that a little bit more regularly. Maybe in December 13th, Friday the 13th. Maybe set up another one of those. And I'll be traveling down to Orlando next Friday to groom that aggressive dog. And for now, I'm staying put. I'm gonna be, staying at the same house for probably the next 5 years or so. And so for the next 5 years, my plan is just to keep going every single day and doing the best I possibly can for my clients, putting aside 10% of everything I earn into a savings account for the next 5 years, let that build, and then use that, use the money that I accumulate as a down payment on a spot to where I can open up a small retail shop space, and open up a small school, a grooming school. In the meantime, I'm going to be contacting the Georgia legislators and seeing who I need to work with in order to get the Georgia, the groomers here in Georgia licensed through the state, so that we can be a licensed profession, because it's coming anyways. New Jersey's about to do it, New York is about to do it. There's other states who are already working on it. It's going through their legislature, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Georgia legislatures, the Georgia lawmakers are already talking about this. So, I want to get ahead of it, since it's gonna happen anyways. Oh my goodness, there's somebody drumming over there. Anyways, since it's gonna happen anyways, I'm gonna try to get involved with it, and at least then I can present the real concerns that groomers have, how this bill is gonna affect our everyday, work life, our profession. Make sure it's something that the groomers can actually work with, something that's practical and will keep the dog safe, and kind of elevate the grooming industry, so that we're actually a respected profession. Anyways, man, that guy is jamming, isn't he? Crazy. I'm getting played off. That's the music to wrap it up. So yeah, good night, Kevin. Good night, everyone. Good night, Amateur Superfan. Thank you. Good luck on the training, June. Thank you so much. But yeah, thank you, everybody. That's what's going on with me, and I'm getting played off, obviously. Have a good night.